time, he's 7-3. This season, 4-2. One of IM's most successful players this season. His streak was broken. Everyone was wondering, is this guy just going to go all the way and never lose a single map? But he's the two maps he did lose were very close, in fact, and he could actually be up at the top with you know, Maru, TY, and Flash. Had he not lost those two games with 6 wins, he'd be there. But
yep.
He needs to make sure he keeps the streak going. I mean, he's lost his streak, right? But he needs to rebuild his confidence now that he's lost 2 games in a row. He's up against rOrO, who this season has not dropped a single map.
Yeah, this is one of our viewpoints for today. Can rOrO continue his win streak? Samsung Galaxy Khan needs it. rOrO needs it for his own win streak. He hasn't played a Zerg vs. Zerg just yet. And he's going to have a hard time versus ByuL.
Yep. And basically he's saying, I got to continue my win streak, right, in chat. And he's giving a little smile there. And for him and his confidence, just, I mean, you could see even ByuL cracking a smile there for a second. Both these players are giving a little bit of trash talk. And I think with rOrO's confidence here, he could definitely swing things back to Samsung Khan's favor. ByuL needs to keep his wits about him here. Let's jump into our Zerg versus Zerg right now on Outboxer.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom right, the red Zerg for today, representing Incredible Miracle. This is ByuL.
And to the top left, in the blue for Samsung Galaxy Khan, it's rOrO, GSL champion. Very successful Pro League player in StarCraft 1, and trying to make a name for himself, of course, in StarCraft 2. He's already done that, right? He's made a name for himself, but he wants to continue his win streak. He wants to go 4-0 today. And for him, it's not just about his personal achievements. Like you mentioned before, if he loses, then it's all over.
And I'm sure a bunch of people online were not like, okay, Incredible Miracle is going to easily take this 1-3. I don't think that was a very popular opinion out of most people. Samsung Galaxy Khan right now, they are in 3rd place. Incredible Miracle struggling. They have to win this to get into playoffs. ByuL is the last hope. And like you mentioned before, rOrO having pretty nice confidence, even chatting in the chat about how he has to continue his win streak. You guys see that on there. 3 games in a row so far. And ByuL, we've seen him before once he's lost, actually crying on the bench afterwards. So you can tell he's definitely an emotional guy, a modest guy in that.
Definitely true. He's on a 2-game losing streak right now, and he wants to turn that around. So we'll see if he can do it. Both of these players going for hatchery first builds, as you can see. Drones going down to make that natural. Just a slightly different, the differentiation being that we had a gas cancel, and I believe that was actually done by rOrO. But as it is, they're both getting hatcheries first, and you know, the gas cancel at 10 or not doesn't actually make a big difference. Yeah, smile. You're on camera.
Don't hide your face with your long hair, your long black hair. It was cute, but we want to see your face. Please give us a smile. Be happy you're here.
I'm glad that she gave that smile to us. Gas first here for ByuL, whereas rOrO looks like he's going to be going down the Queen route. Going to get those extra minerals for the ZVZ. Zerg versus Zerg on this map, the natural choke is not so wide. The rush distance is relatively far. I don't think we're going to see any speedling aggression or banelings. We'll see what ByuL has planned with this gas he's taken right now. Could be a great number of things. The 3rd base on this map is also pretty close by, so going for Ling Muta to try to keep your opponent shut down as an economy is not really something that I think we're going to see on this map. I don't expect to see that from either player.
I was trying to read that sign, but I wasn't sure what the verb was, but it was something about rOrO and ByuL.
Yeah. Hatchery finished here, of course, for rOrO, and now he's going to be able to, you know, consider to bolster his drone count because he has such a better mineral income than his opponent right now because of the gas mine, of course, that goes up. Hello, thanks for coming down. So, ByuL, really the strategy that he's going to show us is going to determine how this game plays out because he still has 3 drones gas mining, which means he probably wants to go to a fast tech to lair because he doesn't have a baneling nest, and even if he wanted to do Ling baneling aggression, which would be so odd in the current meta of ZVZ, he wouldn't need that much gas. So I think we're going to see him drop a lair pretty soon. And I guess we're going to see Mutilus on this map, which is not really what I expected. Only time will tell. Spinecrawler going down right now for rOrO, knowing that it's the safe thing to do when his opponent has gas and he doesn't.
Yep. rOrO having a bunch of those minerals, he can afford to do that. Having a bunch more of those drones coming out. We see the first Zerglings coming in here. He's going to see the Spinecrawler as well as those 2 Queens, as well as 2 extra Zerglings going to come around here. Not too much information given.
Nice micro here by ByuL. Actually will win the Zergling fight. In fact, has to run away there at the last second because that one Zergling could kill both of his if he's not careful. And he could actually turn around and fight at this point, but he just wants to be safe. And interception here attempted by rOrO.
And the speed comes out, so he's going to be able to get away.
Yep, and that lair is now 2/3 of the way done. He's actually going to turn and fight here, trying to use that speed advantage. We'll actually kill these, and shows a few lings. And this is really scary for rOrO now because he has to think, okay, what is coming my way? He's got a tight wall up here, 2 Queens, Spinecrawler, double evolution chamber. He's also going to be going to double upgrades fairly soon after this with his delayed gas. But we're going to see Spire come up here now for ByuL, and he's really going to go for that mutiling style to keep his opponent contained on 2 base. And we'll see how this is responded to by rOrO, who hasn't yet identified that this is what he's up against.
Yeah, it could be very interesting on this map to go Muta. You can actually move between that main and that 3rd base if your opponent does go for it, and also hold your opponent to 2 bases for a little bit. We do see that Spire is going down, like you mentioned, as well as a Baneling Nest.
Really interesting that rOrO started Ling speed and then canceled it. That is really strange because he's not going to really have any use for that in this game unless he wants to do his own Ling counterattacks. So he starts it then cancels it, and I wonder what his plan was there. He definitely changed his mind. The Zerglings here are actually to deny any creep tumors going at the front of the base. Overseer will come in here because he has that fast lair, which is kind of broadcast, on the other hand, to rOrO that he has a fast lair.
Yeah, now he knows where that gas is going, and he does see everything in here. He sees the Roach Warren as well as that lair timing.
Yeah, double evolution chambers going up now, and with the Spire being finished, this is still unscouted, but he can reasonably assume that he's up against this because he saw that Overseer coming. The lair being so much faster, pretty big tell. And ByuL just keeping his Lings over near that 3rd base, trying to shut down any attempts, especially if he sees a drone, he wants to pick that off before it could even start the hatchery. If your first few roaches on the way for rOrO now, wants to be able to push his way across the map with those tumors to secure that 3rd base.
Yep.
And gets burrow actually pretty quickly here.
Burrow as well as speed. He is getting the +1/+1. These roaches are going to come over here, deny those Zerglings, trying to get that 3rd base up. ByuL did get his 3rd base up a little bit faster.
Yeah, and this is what you want to do if you go Mutilus, because then you can get 6 gases up very quickly. You have that extra mineral income, you have the extra larva, and that's how you can make up for the fact that you don't have any roaches built in the early game. But what ByuL needs to do is not only shut down this roach pressure, but also start to force a cancel on that 3rd base. Looks like he's just going to run by the roaches with his Zerglings and go for the counterattack with his Mutas. This is something that rOrO needs to respond with his Queens. And here we go. Queens nearby, but the hatchery's already under attack.
He could have gone for the hatch, but it looks like he wanted to cancel the creep tumor. It did look like it get canceled. This Queen is going to go down as well before ByuL's units can save it.
Yeah.
Just 3 roaches, a good little task force over here, going to stop that larva production.
rOrO is basically trying to turn the tables on ByuL by doing small forms of harassment himself to keep the Mutas away from his 3rd base while he's adding Spore Crawlers. Getting that basic grid. Spore Crawlers do so much damage to Mutas, so in ZVZ they're an absolute must if your opponent goes Mutas. Both players going for Infestation, but actually a little bit faster for ByuL right now, who's also getting his range upgrade again. Very delayed, especially considering that rOrO has 1/1 already completed. And attacking that building Spinecrawler or Spore Crawler was a little bit strange to me. It could have tried to force a cancel on the hatchery, but that's neither here nor there now because these Zerglings are in the main base harassing the mineral line. And here come those Mutas.
Yep, Zerglings in the main. He's going to see that infestation pit as well as sending those Mutas over at that 3rd base. Not going to do it, going to try to chase after those roaches.
4th base being out of for ByuL here. He is basically doing everything he can to get ahead. Roaches being intercepted here as they try to run by. Without the speed, though, it's very difficult. They run to the main base. The Mule is having to split, chase multiple groups of roaches away. But if ByuL can continue to deny these little pushes and not take too many losses, he will be able to catch up with his much better economy, especially because he's got the 4th base going up. But you know, him not being able to force a cancel at all on rOrO's base is really going to start to hurt him. And he needs to make sure he defends his worker line here. A group of roaches does come in for the harassment, will be warded away.
Even with just one extra mutant in there, that's going to help so much. This other group of mutants here are going to clean up the rest of these roaches in the main. Not taking too much damage, still up in drones.
But if you ask a Zerg player what he wants to do with his Mutalisk against a player who goes faster roaches, does the more standard play, the idea is to keep him off of you. And the mutas are on the map killing overlords and controlling the map and trying to force cancels and constantly being aggressive. But the opposite has happened in this game because rOrO is attacking with small groups of roaches. On the rush distance on this map is pretty small, so he's always able to get an attack force in. And the Mutalisks are always on the defense. He will be able to shut this group of units down. In fact, it's going to be a little bit awkward for rOrO now. He could get caught in the middle of the map here if he doesn't turn around right now, and he does. He identifies that he's been spotted. He needs to get those roaches back home where they're safe, but that could have been a little bit awkward for him.
Yeah, that definitely could have. Did not want to get chased down by those mutas as well as his roach pack. He does spot these roaches over here, so he's going to have to come back and stop this aggression. And now building up a bunch more drums, he's got to get that fourth base saturated. And rOrO not even starting his fourth base just yet. This is his burrow that's coming in. A ton of overseers right now.
He sees this. He can actually fungal these units and identify that they're here. Double fungal goes down. Overseer is ready. He's going to shut this down. He has his infestors out much faster. One roach will get in the main base, but it could have been worse. ByuL finding this group of roaches over on the left side as well. And even though rOrO's aggression has been so calculated, so aggressive, constant, ByuL always shuts him down. He finds a way. His Mutalisks are doing so much to help him out here as well because they're mobile. They're not only able to come over and spot the units, but also do a little bit of damage, delay pushes. And this game is so close right now, Brendan.
Yeah, it is incredibly close. Our observer just noted that rOrO was able to see the creep over there, so he does know that fourth is down, if he does look at it close enough.
Small group of roaches over here actually not going to be helpful at defending these queens, but with this many queens and transfuses, the Mutalisks can't stick around. He's trying to bait out an engagement over here as well, but both players now have infestors, and rOrO having the better roach count, not going to be too concerned about this attack as long as he's got his units ready, which he does. But remember, during all of this, ByuL has a fourth base, something that has not been attacked or scouted even at this point. He's just mining so much extra gas from that's going to give him a bigger bank to remax in roaches, and also when he goes into hydras, whatever he wants to make, he's going to have more gas to do it. He's going to catch 2 queens here as well. This is huge. That really affects rOrO's production and also his anti-air against the possibility of those Mutalisks going for a big attack like they are right now at the fourth base that's trying to be made for rOrO.
Yeah, they're going to be able to cancel this. One thing I'm concerned about for ByuL rather is that his upgrades, I'm not sure they're right up against the 2-2 of rOrO. He does have that fourth base, but he does need to get those right in line there. This Zerg with the infestors and the roaches is always so tense. If you land a bunch of really good fungals, you can really take out the army of your enemy team. We now see rOrO adding hydras into the mist.
Yep. This group of roaches, goodbye. Fungaled Overseer there. The group that's coming over to the right side also spotted. He sees the Overseer and he just thinks, nope, can't do this. The Hive is started right now, and +2 is about to finish for ByuL, so he can actually go into +3 when that Hive is done. He's going to have the second Evolution Chamber so he can double upgrade. He's missing Hydralisk from his composition, and he doesn't have any Carapace right now, so the lack of Carapace is really going to start to hurt him. I love this, though. He forces a... Whoa, he even kills the hatchery. No cancel there.
That's got to be so annoying for rOrO. These mutas really proving to be valuable to ByuL so far. Able to cancel that fourth at least twice.
And he's even going to get this fourth base possibly canceled over here with his +2 roaches. He's always got overlords all over the map for vision, which is because he has these Mutalisks. The Mutalisks know exactly where the bases are. They're able to spot. There's no cancel again.
And these mutas over here killing a bunch of Hydralisks could possibly force a cancel again over there. Going to corner these roaches over here. ByuL taking small victories all over the map.
He cannot allow this hatchery to be canceled. He's going to push it back with these 2 Hydras. Will be able to kill the Mutalisks this time, I feel. With that +2 Carapace he's got, is actually going to allow him to do this. Another counterattack, actually not only in the main base, but the natural. ByuL needs to turn around and defend this. He does start to send these units back, but the burrow movement is going to be a pain for him. He's meanwhile getting his own burrow because he knows this is something that's starting to hurt him. He might actually lose his Hydralisk then.
Does not want to lose that Hydralisk.
No.
Getting 15 more roaches right now. That Hive is completed. No tech coming out just yet. He is getting that burrow, like you mentioned, as well as the +1.
I think we're going to maybe see in ZVZ and Korea players start to build spore crawlers and spines at each of their bases. Even just 2 will really help against a small group of roaches like 3, 4, because dealing with this harassment in ZVZ without that is just a big pain. We've seen this happen in so many ZVZ series where burrow roaches are just so annoying to deal with. He traps these, though, and he's going to put a quick end to them. Not even able to kill any of the infestors. He does attempt, but nope, not going to get any. Look at the bank for ByuL right now. This comes from him having the fourth base up for so long and denying his opponent's fourth repeatedly, constantly.
Yeah, that's the big thing right now. ByuL just has the economy to just do this. He's going to be able to remax. He wants to force a fight right now. He really needs to do that. He's not sure, though. He's going to be able to get this fourth again. Just no fourth being up for rOrO more than 30 seconds. A nice fungal getting onto one Infestor. I guess it wasn't so nice.
Yeah, losing 2 Infestors for that, definitely not worth it. And this is a really scary push coming across for rOrO. This could be his moment. This could be his opportunity here. He has to defend this force coming in at his third base, though. But he's committing to the attack still. Going really, really hard here on ByuL. ByuL having these spine calls at the top of the ramp, plus the Spore, though. Going to buy him a lot of time. Does he decide to turn around, or does he continue to push? That's the question right now. He just decided to push. But he's going to lose this third base, it looks like. Infestor's coming over here to try to save it, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, all the spines here at the fourth as well going down, and not too much damage going down here for ByuL at the third base of rOrO. This force eventually does get cleaned up, though.
Yep, and he's actually going to kill. Oh, he needs a target. He needs to target that hatch. He does get it. Okay, so he kills 2 hatcheries, meanwhile losing no hatches. Doesn't get his fourth base up. Oh no! Oh, that was scary. I don't even know. Maybe it was ByuL who lost a lot of roaches in a GSTL. It was a bug that happened on a map where the rocks actually killed a bunch of roaches. I can't remember who that was. I don't think it was ByuL, but it was a third player. Anyway, someone will tell me on Twitter who that ended up being. But the bank is still there for ByuL, and that's something he could be very happy about, because without that, his economy is gone to trash right now. He still hasn't added any Hydras into his mix, really. And I think he might have a few that are not into his army right now.
I think he was actually just building a couple there.
Yeah, I think he has a group now, so
yeah.
It's just not with his army, but he's about to add them across. There they are. Okay, so he does have Hydras now in his army. So he is also about to have +3 for attack, which is going to make his Hydras so valuable, doing so much extra damage from the back. He needs to be careful how he engages this, because next time he remaxes is going to be the last with the bank that he has right now.
Yeah, but the thing for rOrO is that he's not going to be able to remax with anything. Starting 2 Vipers right now is ByuL.
ByuL is just zoning out this base. He knows that the base of the top right is not remade yet. He's remaking one of his hatcheries, so he's going to be back on 3 base. He's killing this one. He knows there's not even any mining here, so he's basically just trying to starve his opponent out. A few Vipers are being made by him as well, so he's going to try to use Blinding Cloud against his opponent. Then with the heavy Hydros count he has and the +3, I really like his chances. If he gets some really nice Blinding Clouds down with those Vipers, this could be a nasty, nasty place to be for rOrO right now. rOrO is so tense because, like you said, he doesn't have a bank, and if he loses this, his whole team loses this match as well.
Yeah, this is the last chance right now for Samsung. rOrO has to win this map. He's moving out with a big attack right now. He has a smaller bank than ByuL. I'm not sure if he knows this exactly, but he definitely wants to stop those bases going down. But this could be big. Coming from behind is ByuL, cutting him off from the creep. Here we go. Already some fungals going down.
Really nice fungals here for rOrO. And actually, this is looking to be a pretty good engagement for him. The attack upgrades in favor of ByuL right now, but he doesn't have that +2 Carapace yet, and this is a ton of damage being done. Those fungals that we had for rOrO nearly winning him this fight. He's actually trying to push through while harassment going on over here at the natural. And look at the remaxes for these 2 players. rOrO with 27 roaches being made. ByuL, on the other hand, making a few roaches. Looks like he may have a larva problem. He's not able to remax even though he has the resources. Looks like he's got a very big larva problem on his hands.
Yeah, he does not have the larva right now, but he has the resources. And you guys can see the supply tabs right now. rOrO being up by a big amount, and he's going to go right in here. Doesn't look like he's going to waste any time. The reinforcements coming down the left side.
Yeah, he's really pushing his advantage right now. Going over to this 4th base over here. It's not defended. It's not secured. It's not even mining right now. Burrow Roach is going over, and it looks like the counterattack is going to be the choice for ByuL. Using those Vipers, he's going to lose his hatchery instantly. Nothing he can do to defend it. He has to have perfect Viper control here. He has to get those blinding clouds down on the army and trash the army of rOrO. That's his only chance here, and here we go. The Viper's ready. There's the blinding cloud on the Hydras and on the Roach. He's really making quick work of that small army. Where are the fungals for rOrO? He doesn't drop any.
Yeah, no fungals. This hatchery does go down over here, but a ton of units right now for rOrO over here, but the supplies are kind of evening up.
Yeah, evening up indeed. The bank still there for ByuL, but he doesn't have the larva. At least he's not spending it right now. Only 6 roaches in production. Drops some infested Terrans. Lays waste to the 3rd base economy of rOrO, and rOrO on the ropes here. He's got a lot of infestors, but he needs support for them, and he doesn't have a bank to build any of that support right now. He's just trying to buy time. Fungal after fungal going down. This base will be defended. I think that he's going to get timed out on those infested Terrans. The infestors here exposed. Trying to help out a good fungal. A second fungal goes down as well.
A nice blinding cloud as well. Those roaches forced to come up here and fight, but just more units for ByuL right now. But a nice fungal. A lot of these units for ByuL going down as well.
ByuL losing so many of his roaches now. Those fungals eventually coming through for him. The hatchery does survive with 450 hit points here. He has to run his own infestors away. He needs to build up energy, but that bank is depleted for ByuL. He's able to remax with that. That puts him up 40 supply right now. Now he's got a better army count, and rOrO is desperate here. He needs to defend. And if he loses this hatchery, he's got no money, no income at all.
He needs this hatchery right now. He's desperately trying to mine as much as he possibly can, but with the roaches right up there, it's going to be really hard to do so. He has to get really nice fungals. We're going to see what he gets.
Here we go! Fungals going down right now, and rOrO eats a bunch of them. The reinforcements coming through right now, but it looks like rOrO may actually be able to push it back and Set3 from the back, though, may change this fight. This is so close right now, Brendan. Few more roaches coming through, and it looks like ByuL is going to push through. And LGIM, the former LGIM, that is to say, getting really excited here. I am Incredible Miracle. May take an all kill. It's down to 43 supply here. GG, all killed by ByuL. An Incredible Miracle, they take the 3-0. And their chances of the playoffs stay alive.
ByuL, an incredible player, ending rOrO's win streak right there with that game. Incredibly played. There was so back and forth the entire game.
I mean, even that last fight was hard to call. The infested Terrans that came down really changed the battle. Oh man, that was tense. Wow, I even dropped the LG bomb there on that game. I'm so sorry. I hope that gets censored in the VODs. But rOrO would not be happy with this game. Just constant aggression. He played the early game beautifully. He was up against Mutaling, still harassing with roaches and keeping ByuL back, so ByuL could never use his mutas to harass. And ByuL was down on upgrades, but in the mid to late game, that's where ByuL's multitasking shined. He was able to defend all of the harassment and take the best engagements possible, always the better fungals.
Yeah.
And he built that bank because he had that risky fourth. He got away with it, and he was always ready to defend it. He had so many spine callers, Spore at the top as well, so even had rOrO known about it, he wouldn't be able to attack it easily. And I don't know, man. For ByuL, he's got to be feeling great about this. I think even though he was on a two-game losing streak, he probably feels like he's on a winning streak right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, that multitasking, like you mentioned before, able to get that fourth base, but he was able to hold rOrO